Hey, I'm Rob from JestaThaRogue.com and I'm going to show you how to play The Last Brave. This is a game for 3 to 7 players, plays in about 10 minutes per round, is designed by Seiji Kanai and is published by Japanime Games. Players play as brave champions with a unique class, element and weapon and will fight the other players to be the last brave standing. So if you made it this far, be brave and hit subscribe. On to setup. Now there are two ways to play this game. There's the regular Battle Royale mode and there is the Allied Combat version with hidden roles and teams. I'll cover the regular rules first, then show how the Allied Combat changes the game after. First, remove the Conspirator from the game. Shuffle the player cards face down, so just the attack power one side is showing. Deal 1 to each player. They keep it face down but they can look at the secret power on the back. Give each player a random class, element and arms card to form their 3-card hand. Choose a random start player. They start their turn by attacking another player, but first they need to work out their attack power. The base attack power is 1, as shown on the player card. Players can also flip over their player card to reveal their secret skill. For example, this brave adds +1 power. Once a player has worked out the total power and number of hits they are going to do, this can never be changed. Next, the player will choose a target. They can choose any player that has the most cards in hand, excluding themselves. Then the defending player takes damage. For each point of damage, the defender either reveals a card from their hand face up to their reveal zone on the left of their player card, or they move one card from their revealed zone to the damage zone on the right. Reveal cards can be used for their ability, both when defending and when calculating power and hits for attack. For example, if this player is being attacked for 2 damage, they can reveal this earth element card for the first damage, then the resist effect of the card will prevent the second damage. There are a lot of ability types and costs for both attack and defense that I'll cover shortly. After resolving damage, the attack player takes the next turn. If the attack player was eliminated, the player to their left takes the next turn. Players are eliminated when all of their cards are on the damage side and they take 1 more point of damage. And when one player is left, they win. Let's look at all the abilities. Cards like this sword will add +1 power to the attack. Cards like the thief add +1 hit, which means an attack will hit for its attack power, then for the attack power again. Abilities like this in blue are continuous and are always active if face up. Cards that say fatigue can only be used if they are rotated sideways. For example, you can fatigue the spear to reduce an attack to 0 damage. Fatigue cards can't be used again, but abilities like the water element can be fatigued to revive a card, which turns it back up vertical so it can be used again later. Forfeit is the other cost. To forfeit, turn the card face down to use the ability. That card loses all the abilities on it. You are able to forfeit a card even if it's fatigued. Seal says to turn over another card. This only allows you to turn another card in play face down, not flip one back face up. You can only do this on your turn and it won't affect an attack. Remember, once an attack has been declared, the amount of power and the number of hits cannot be changed. Recover lets you return a card from the field to the owner's hand. Re-engage lets you take another turn after attacking. Scattershot hits all legal targets clockwise, meaning all players with the most cards in hand. And the last player you damage will be the next start player. This attack cannot be reflected back. Reflect deals any remaining damage back to the attacker. This cannot be reflected back again. If the attacker happens to be eliminated by Reflect and they still have hits left, they don't get to resolve them. Defend simply reduces any remaining damage on this hit to 0. Remember, each hit is resolved separately, so if you defend against one, you still have to face the rest. Finally, Negate stops the listed effect. For example, Negate Defend stops the defend ability from resolving. So you can either play first to 2 wins is the winner, or you could play you get 1 point for eliminating an opponent and 3 points for being the last player standing, and play till somebody has 6 points. Another optional rule is that players keep their class card between games and just randomise the other 2 cards when playing. Onto the Allied Combat rules, which needs 4 players. These use the faction loyalty on the back of the player card. The rulebook shows which cards to remove for the player count. Gameplay continues as normal, but all players that are on the same faction as the last player standing will win the game. If all other faction leaders are defeated, the surviving leader's faction wins. And remember here, when you reveal your secret skill, you will also be revealing your faction. You can also add the Conspirator to any Allied Combat game to add a bit of trickery at the start of gameplay. And that's how you play The Last Brave. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when a new video goes live. You can follow me on Insta, Twitch and YouTube at Jesta ThaRogue and find the blog at JestaThaRogue.com. I've been Rob aka JestaThaRogue and I'll see you soon.